Vijay, thank you for taking out the time and joining us on ET Now. Interesting, big bet on merchants, the offline side of the business. And you've really unveiled a suite of products for merchants. Talk to us about what really went behind this, considering you're telling us this has been developed by the team in-house and will be a big push in the coming months.
We saw the offline merchant acquiring grow tremendously once we saw number of consumers app coming in the market. So there was clearly a need to take the battlefield or raise the bar for the merchant value proposition from pure QR. So first of all, we added this humble QR with few features. If you notice, you must have seen there are calculators, there are time watches, there are recharges or charger that we added. And then we built up an incredible device that can become like a payment confirmation device. So this IoT device built by us allows merchants to not look at the phone app, not look at any SMS notification, and still receive the payment notification. This will help high throughput or high frequency places to visit and take payments without requiring much hurdle. Second, we launched is a PoS device where merchants who wants to take a card payment and wants to do the full GST compliant billing included in it. So GST compliant billing software with card and QR payments makes it all-in-one PoS. So Paytm AllinOne is a suite of platform which we have launched where the QR, sound or EDC device solve
Got it. Clear indication that the big focus for Paytm in the months to come, in the years to come, will really be the merchant side of the business. That's where the money is also.
That's where the money is. And I think you heard Nandan saying this today, that the business model of payment is not about charging merchants a fee. Yeah. It is about building solutions and services for merchants. And we've taken that call since last year and added huge number of services and solutions. You keep listening them in next few quarters also.
Got it. Can we have a quick demo on how the soundbox works? You're telling us this has been developed in-house and a very Indian jugadu way of solving for the payment ecosystem.
We Indians like a sound of music, sound of everyone, noise is very comfortable for us. And I think, and then not being illiterate person who may not read the notification in English, or even if you make it in Hindi, and the person not being on the shop can create a lot of embarrassment for people who paid and they got stuck on the shop.
All right, take it as a pitch for the Indian merchants also from Vijay Shekhar Sharma himself. How would this
Thank
work?
you. So this is the sound box which has a QR code which can work from Paytm wallet, RuPay card or any UPI app, which means I'm going to open a Paytm app, I'm going to scan this QR code, and now when I'm paying, let's say I pay 101 rupees, it checks my face and then I make the payment. As soon as I make
received Paytm payment of rupees 101.
Got it. So excellent way, but also interesting is you're talking about the all-in-one, QR from
that any other app out there, any UPI app can also scan this QR and pay, and the same sound will come. Right. So this becomes a solution on the shop as a single device that is kept and for all kind of payments.
Got it. I know while you have all-in-one QR code really accepting everything, is this also Paytm's way to stay ahead of the game, especially when UPI is clearly a war from Phone Pay, Google Pay? You've been asked this so many more times. Is this what will differentiate you in the long haul, really, the innovative suite of products that you're building?
Oh, Paytm's differentiation will be that Paytm is for merchants. Paytm is for consumers when they're paying establishment, and that is our moat. And clearly we are showing here that we not only launched the one solution as QR, Soundbox and PoS only for merchants. So we believe that consumers love Paytm because they can pay everywhere. And now that Paytm app has not just wallet but UPI bank account, so now you can pay everywhere. So this is our consumer prop, and for merchant it is clear that single Paytm QR solves everything.
Got it. The big debate really of how relevant with wallets be in the long term. 2019 statistics that you gave us, you're telling us that still relevant, Indian still. Is this your way of also ensuring that the wallet in the long haul is relevant in the largest suite of products?
I think consumers have a choice. Consumers have a choice. People like you and me may prefer wallet. Someone who does not have a lot of free cash in the bank account may prefer direct link, and some people may prefer credit card or debit card. I think what Paytm is giving choices to the consumers, not nudging, pushing them to one product. The QR solution is meant for merchants problem solution, where merchants do not need to create cumbersome suite of decks filled up with all kind of QRs. So we look at these two independent of what the consumer side requirement and merchant side requirement is. But at the same point in time, what we have seen is that wallet did not die even after all kind of assaults that we could push onto the wallet. KYC was an assault, huge amount of cashbacks and promotions that happened on UPI was. the customers who are wallet customers are extremely loyal, not loyal but extremely loyal. And I believe that this year with RBI's bank to wallet funding not requiring KYC, meaning if you add money from bank account and only that does not require you to do an additional KYC because your bank account is KYC'd, will propel it further down. So I believe that payment options, bank account, wallet account, or credit card led bank account or credit, all these will be payment options.
Got it.
So we stand here for all kind of payment for consumer, all kind of payment for merchant.
Got it. You know, peer-to-peer as far as payments is a big focus for all players, but now everyone's sort of moving to merchants. That's where is really the action you spoke about, how, the money will also come by, Nandan Ilikani in a fireside chat, earnest request to entrepreneurs is to start looking at profitability at the earliest.
If you build a business model on zero fee, person-to-person money transfer as a primary business model, it's a good business model. It grows the market for everyone, but it may not necessarily bring huge amount of revenue models forward because now the MDRs and the charge fees are clearly zero. And I think it's a great state to be in where consumers have got learnt and now people can build revenue models and services on top of it.
Larger question on the ecosystem, Vijay, before I really let you go. What we've seen at OUS sort of triggered a larger debate. Of course, these are cycles and all of us in the ecosystem know that. But is there a larger call for now Indian companies as an entrepreneur who many really look up to? Is it time for the ecosystem to have a check? We're seasoned entrepreneurs also saying that profitability comes down to pure play business. That will be very important in the months to come.
I think it is about maturity of business. I believe in 3-3-3, 3 year cycles. So 3 years for product market fit, 3 years for monetization push, and then 3 years for profit and free cash. So I believe that a lot of companies whom you saw for last 3 years in product market fit, whose product markets have got sorted out, are going to be in a monetization space. So Paytm has been able to do this tremendously well. Year on year, we have not cut any number of manpower and actually increased over the period.
No plans of.
We actually find out that it is redundant, but we have not asked people to go because very clearly, if you notice, our needs are continuously increasing for a number of things that we do in the field.
Teams across
so
too.
yeah, so we actually added more people in last year than previous year. So that means that our costs were high. Now, saying that, we've been able to monetize it well enough that our costs or our EBITDA losses have reduced to half from last year. So I believe that as a Paytm or as another company, you have to see what stage of business you are in. 3 years of product market fit, 3 years of monetization opportunity, and 3 years of profit opportunity.
Where are you currently? In the monetization
opportunity. We started monetization last year. This year we will add financial services as a bucket.
All right. Last couple of questions before I let you go. Budget, startups are mainstream, being talked about a lot more now than 3 years back. How would you view, even, we have clarifications on ESOPs really come by, but the fact that the government is aware that there are concerns that it needs to address for the startup ecosystem?
To be honest about it, I think the catch in the ESOP is probably only, which is logical reason also, that it applies to startups which have less than 500 crore revenue, and
which is less than 1% of the startups really that can
no, but really speaking, it does not matter. Really speaking, you don't want to fund a large company's capital gain taxes and whatnot for people. People call the startups not as a startup if they are so big. So my answer is that I think I'm very happy with what announcements have come. There is never ending desire. There is never evolving need. I would say that where we have reached today with startups and mainstream finance minister, commerce minister talking about it is an incredible state. Startups are mainstream. I'm talking about 1998 when I came out of college. Having a job in startup was like, which company is this? Maybe you are not, your marriage proposals will not be accepted because you don't work in a very known renowned company. So from there to a place where startup is a mainstream and government is talking about it is an incredible stage to be in.
All right. What will it take for us to have a Google or a WhatsApp like company from India, even as you go out there and build Paytm and scale up globally?
I'd say that if you look at financial services companies like HDFC, they are Google or Facebook kind of companies. They generate huge amount of cash. Bajaj Finance, I'm talking
new age tech company startups.
Bajaj Finance is a new age tech startup. I would say this, by the way, and so is HDFC because you don't see a lot of branches. At the same point of time, the companies whom you are looking at it, 4 or 5 of them will become like that global company. Just like US had an ecosystem, China has an ecosystem. India inevitably will have an ecosystem. Obviously, India has a more interesting problems to solve, more interesting ways of competition to sort it out. At the same period of time, just like we saw, how many years it took for China to build $200 billion companies after US 2000, like 15 years. So when did we start? In 2010 or 15. So 15 years forward, which is 25 to 30, you would see $100 billion companies in this company, I can say.
Well, we'll see how the time pans out for the Indian startup ecosystem. Thanks so much. Wonderful talking to you. Thank you.